You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Thank you, Lisa. We had considered just letting the silence run for an hour, posting that.
That should be a great bit.
Just every 15 minutes, we insert an ad. Go, this is for Wendy's. 15 minutes of silence.
Well, let's get going.
You know what? Actually, it might be beneficial to the listeners. Everyone's probably really high strung right now, stressed out about the Oilers.
Why would happen?
Today on your car ride home, just enjoy this block of silence brought to you by DoorDash.
Yeah, just listen to your engine sounds. Yeah, listen to the engine sounds.
Should we just get all the ads out now and just call it a day?
Yeah.
What? Who else we got? Blue Cross on there still?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Make some memories.
Make some memories. The Oilers sure as heck aren't helping you there. So maybe go outside a little bit and see what you can find. Greta, go to Greta. Make some memories at Greta.
Erase the memories you made.
Anyone out? Cornerstone?
Yep. You need insurance.
Right. There you go. That's a wrap, folks.
Grab some Wendy's on your way home.
See you next time.
If you miss Wendy's on your way home, you DoorDash it. It'll meet you when you get there. We're done. Talk to you on Friday.
Thanks for watching. Minute 15. Not bad.
But we'll just stretch it out. We'll expand the audio so it's read very slowly.
Yeah, we're just going to put in like 1/10 of the speed. Everybody sounds really hammered.
Have you seen those guys on TikTok who'll do that?
Yeah.
They'll speed up. They'll talk real slow and then speed up the video to like brag about how normal they can control their voice or whatever.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
It's a weird flex.
What I really need to do right now is not talk about the Oilers, but watch more videos on TikTok of toilets just narrowly missing each other. That's what I need.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that makes my brain happy right now.
Those, and when they take like the little lead ball, roll it down the stairs, and then it goes and hits a bottle. Those are fun.
Gotta love those. Mm-hmm. Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy teams this year, and our friends at Daily Faceoff are making it happen. For those of you who smoke the competition, Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that will have you savoring the true taste of victory. But if your fantasy team doesn't deliver you a W, you can get the new Wendy's Bacon Barbecue Cheeseburger delivered right to your door instead, so you don't have to show anyone your very real tears. Sign up to play Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor today and win weekly prizes like the new barbecue bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's, available now for a limited time only. How's everybody doing? You in the Wendy's Survivor pool? I have been kicked out.
I won last night.
I'm out already. I took McDavid.
I also took McDavid. Eliminated.
I took Dallas shots. Tonight I took Colorado to win over New Jersey.
Last week, I got kicked out because I thought Buffalo was going to beat Philly. The Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool is tougher than you think. Essentially, if you haven't played it yet, what are you doing? 2, you get options. What would you say? 8, 9 options? 8, 10 options? You got to pick. It's easy. You think it's easy, but
if you make it all the way to the end of the week, you win prizes from Wendy's. And if you're the winner at the end of the year, you get $5,000.
That's pretty good.
Of course you do. You want a snack? Yes. Go play the game. Go play it right now. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You go to dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com. You sign up for a team. Away you go. Okay, ready? Nobody talk. 30 seconds of silence.
I will remember.
All right, that's
in memoriam of the Oilers season.
Dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com, as we do every week. We start off with a delicious debate for our friend at Wendy's. Tyler, what do you got for us today?
The delicious debate. It was the news that hit at about 11:58 a.m. Mountain Time. Jack Campbell placed on waivers. The delicious debate is simple, boys. Was this the right move?
I don't even know how to frame it because they're both bad. Now, do I believe in stew more than soup? Yes.
Yeah.
So in that specific context, yes, it was the right move. Is Calvin Pickard coming up going to be the answer? Fuck, I hope so. Numbers are great in the AHL, but that is the AHL.
Same size puck, though, in both leagues.
It's true.
Can we confirm that?
Maybe a little better in that. Defense might be a little better in the AHL, though.
Can we get a measurement on that? I don't know.
Pickard's like, guys, if you don't bring up Gleason with me, I'm toast.
I'm hooped.
Have we considered playing 2 forwards and 3 defensemen?
Nobody's doing that.
That's fair. It is kind of funny, BM, like you talked about Skinner and Campbell, like both being bad. Campbell's obviously paying the price for it. It's kind of in a sick way funny that it's Campbell going down the day after Skinner got lit up. And I said this joke on Owen every day, but it's that 50 Cent meme where he's like, why I say fuck me for? I say fuck pity. I say fuck me for? I think it's the right move though. Like, if anything, and it sucked. I mean, no, it doesn't even suck because Campbell has been bad and he deserves the demotion based on his play. He's a good dude. But if anything, it's kind of a wake-up call to the room too, right? Like,
has to be.
Like, they sent down Adam Ernie and Woodcroft did the whole, like, he's paying the price for those guys. And those guys were like,
Yeah,
we knew him for like a week.
Yeah.
Sending down Campbell, a guy who's loved in that room, that'll send a message.
Well, you'd hope so. What other messages can they send right now? Trade?
You don't have to send a message. You can see it in the wins and losses. That is the message.
Sure.
What's it that says on the whiteboard out there? There should be a gigantic whiteboard in any dressing room they walk into that has their record. That's all they look at.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they should hang a poster in the Oilers dressing room? Is that one where it's the cat from the clothing line just says "Hang in there, kitty"?
Not yet. After the win on Thursday, maybe.
Rick, was
if they win on
was it the right move?
I honestly don't know. Like, it doesn't really matter if, and it won't happen if someone takes him.
Oh my god!
And he's all of a sudden off the cap. Then yes, it was. If not, then it doesn't really matter. You're just realigning deck chairs. Like, it really doesn't. It doesn't do a damn thing.
Saves you $1 million on the cap.
It's not going to score any more goals. It saves you like $350,000.
Whatever. Yeah. Is that a cruise?
Shit with that. You can get a real nice car.
Hey,
but, it's not going to help us score any more goals. It's not going to prevent any more odd man rushes. Mm-hmm. It may keep one or two more pucks out of the net that should not be going in the first place. But it's not going to cure the two things in front of it.
I'd love to lose 4-2 better than 6-2. Yeah. No? Nobody's in the mood for jokes today.
This is just a weird spot, man.
Like, we're not supposed to be in this spot. There's so many people out there, like, they want to light somebody on fire and they just want to see blood roll, right? And I'm at the point where,
who should we light on fire?
Campbell, lots of people.
He did today.
Me. First one, me, please.
Yeah, me next. I'll light myself with, when Rick's on fire, I will light myself on fire with your fire.
Yeah, I dig it. Mm-hmm. The whole cigarette to the cigarette thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
There's so many people out there that want to see heads roll, right? They want Holland goblet, this, other. I can't be that upset with Holland because I was not upset when he brought the players in. I'm not going to sit here and change my tone all of a sudden. I'm going to sit there and say, yeah, you know what? This isn't necessarily his fault. The players are letting him down, but this is his problem. He's got to deal with it, and you can't just sit back and hope for change within. There has to be a move from without. He has to do something, and I think going into this season with a GM who's on the cusp of retiring and not having a secondary plan, that's probably a really dumb move.
I think, if anything, that right there, the fact that he's operating in the last year of his contract when he's going to go retire, you would think that would lead him to be okay acting a little desperate.
But there's rumors that they're going to go year by year with him.
Nah.
Like, that was the initial rumor at the beginning during the summer.
I refuse to accept that.
That he may want to go year by year, and they're not necessarily against that.
Well, they should be.
They should be.
We should desperately be.
Put his career on the line right now.
I say go older. You know, it's working in Vancouver. Vancouver's rolling right now. Rutherford, 1,000 years old. I say we dig up King Tutankhamun and we stick him up in the booth. Somebody's doing that.
You'd have no loyalty to anyone.
That's true.
Do you think, and this is part 2 of the delicious debate, Jack Campbell played his last game as an Oiler?
No, because he's got 3.5 more years left.
They got to buy him out at the end of this year.
That turns into about, I did it the other day. It's about 1.5 for the next 6 years.
How much is it to get a team to buy $2.5 million in cap space?
Is there any way
third round, fourth
that
round?
we can get a thumb drive full of Bitcoin and slide it over to the San Jose Sharks, who have plenty of cap space ahead of tomorrow's game? Thoughts?
Thursday's game for one.
Thank God I got another day to think about it.
So he's got Campbell's cap hit. It's 3 more years at $5 million right now. The cap hits, if you bought him out, would be 1.1, 2.3, 2.6, and then 3 years of 1.5.
Okay, but use that little computer thing there. What's it cost to get someone to eat $2.5 million in cap space?
Probably a first round pick.
At least.
Because it's 3 more years, Rick. That's $7 million.
I understand that.
At least.
I know you do, but it's the first.
So, do you have any appetite
to get rid of him
in emptying the clip to get rid of Campbell and get a goalie? We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
What's the return?
Your M-Jug's old UC Soros thing not looking so bad, boys. I came up with a new one though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, good. Because you had too many players dropping off.
You know what? At this point, I don't care. Fucking ship them all out.
Liam and I kind of tag teamed this, but Calgary's also down in the dumps.
I don't like it.
Maybe you make a little deal with the devil here. First, Broberg, CC for Zadorov and Vladar.
Why?
No.
Why are you shaking your head?
I don't think Vladar is that good to begin with. Two.
Okay, is he better than Campbell?
I don't do a deal with Calgary, period. Hands down, no more.
Neil for Lucic worked.
Did it?
Brossois worked.
Lucic's off their hands.
Schmid for Brossois worked.
Now?
I mean,
We're still paying that trade.
Vladar's save percentage is .844, so I'm going to respectfully decline your offer, sir.
But last season he was good.
There's 30 other teams. You got to find another team out there. You got to be able to find another team out there. We don't do a deal with Calgary.
Campbell for Markstrom.
Straight
Deal
up.
for Lucic 2.0. We can make the real steel shirts when Markstrom has 8 good games.
No. I say no.
You wouldn't do that. I would do
He had an 895 last year, an 844 this year, and a 906 is his high. Nope.
There's no real difference between him and Big Save Dave. And we know what happened with that guy. He was packing my groceries the last day at Superstore. I said no thank you because he kept missing the bag.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he charged me 15 cents for my baconator the other day. For the bag, of course.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's just something's got to give here. Do you think Campbell's played his last game as an Oiler?
No.
I also say no just because I don't think it's there yet.
I don't think so. I just think the contract's long. I don't think they want to do a 6-year buyout.
They don't want to, but they might not have a choice.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you're going to need to they obviously don't want to do that. But the alternative is spending a fucking ton to get rid of him.
Mike Greer.
I think that's more likely.
In the ring next year if you take him this year.
You see, like now we're talking.
Yeah, see?
We got to get creative
here, team.
Mike Greer's just like, yeah.
Who's your other goalie in San Jose?
Blackwood and Capo Kakinen.
Terrible.
God, they both
Definitely
stink.
Jack.
Need a good veteran in there.
Soup season in San Jose.
Here's my problem.
All year long.
Here's my problem with Campbell. Is
it the 820 save percentage?
When things matter, he stinks. Like when there's any ounce of pressure, he is absolutely invisible.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it is. We can talk about the playoffs all you want. Oilers are down and out in those games anyway until the offense comes back into it. Electric in the preseason. Sweet. You're playing against American League players every night. So he's going to go to the American League. He's going to be unbelievable. He is going to have like a 970, 138 goals against, whatever it may be. He'll win every game. He'll shut him out every night. We'll call him up and he'll have like an 850 because that's who he is. He's not good enough to be an NHL goaltender right now. The Oilers have to do probably whatever they can to make sure he never plays a game for this team again. If they want to have any ounce of success, there's no counter.
That's not going to solve the fact they can't score goals, and it's not going to solve their fact that
we're talking about goals.
Yes, 3 blind mice in their own defense. I do agree that you need to move on. You need a different plan there, but it's not like it's just that one.
No, I agree. But we're talking about the goaltending, and the only difference from last year's goaltending to this year is Stuart Skinner isn't playing well. Campbell is the same guy.
You think he's playing worse or better? What did his numbers say?
I'm scared to look.
I think it's worse.
I think he's an 870. Last year he was an 888. Whoop whoop.
Hey, is that bad?
It's not.
Would have killed
887 would be worse.
Can you imagine have 87% in high school?
Wow.
I would kill for that.
Listen, when 1 in 5 pucks goes in, generally you're not going to win.
1 in 5 is 3 and 7 last night.
It was comical last night.
I don't know what kind of comedy you're watching, but that sure as it wasn't for me.
Like, I was at least able to be mad at home with a beer from my fridge. You are surrounded by Canucks fans.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. I would have left.
I would have left.
And they do that thing where they score where the crowd goes, woo, once for every goal they get. So by the end, I'm just like sitting there staring blankly into the ether as the guys behind me go, woo, 7 times.
6.
Only
6, sorry. Yeah.
Felt like 20. Didn't someone apologize to you?
Yeah, someone came up to me outside of the game and went, hey, man, I'm sorry. It's tough. And I was like, you know what? That kind of makes it worse.
Yeah, I don't want that. I wouldn't want that either.
Box cutter / throat.
Yeah.
I don't need your sympathy, you.
I ended up
dead.
right by like Granville Street or something. just having like a heart-to-heart with a nation citizen, and we talked for like 25 minutes about how they can fix this.
And what was his ideas?
I think we just talked about waiving Campbell, talked about firing Woodcroft, all that kind of stuff.
The fun stuff.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. The meat on the bone.
Yeah, everything else is just the potatoes, Let's get to the heart of the issue. So, Liam, final thoughts. Is Jack hitting waivers, is it fair? Is it the right move? Like, nobody, to Rick's point, nobody's playing well.
No one is playing well. But
and if sending down Adam Ernie doesn't work, then damn it, who's next?
We're all out of ideas.
Things need to change. Things have needed to change between the pipes for a while. Stuart Skinner did a great job last season. Campbell has not done a good job at all when
Didn't
he's
you
been
just
here.
watch last night, the first period, because the Oilers were fucking buzzing last night.
Yeah.
You see Thatcher Demko standing on his head and go, man, wouldn't that be cool?
I know. I thought the same thing. Wouldn't it be nice?
And everyone's sitting there, Liam, again, we talked about this earlier, but like everyone's sitting there being like, well, the Oilers should cut the mistakes out of their game. The Canucks made 12 mistakes in the first 8 minutes of that hockey game.
Easy.
They were flat as hell.
They were brutal.
Pucks up the middle, couldn't clear the zone, bad icings, couldn't win a draw, like everything. They stunk. And yet they were up. It was 1-1. Like, huh?
It was 2-1.
Again, watch other hockey games. I know people love to get on Darnell Nurse and all that, but like, watch a Tampa Bay Lightning game. Victor Hedman will turn over the puck once in a while. That'll happen. Good teams will have 15-minute stretches where they're terrible and their goalies bail them out.
Speaking of the Tampa Bay Lightning, like last night was an example where the Lightning had what the Oilers do, where they were up 4-1 against the Leafs. Their goaltender could not stop anything, and the Leafs came roaring back.
Yeah. It's, I guess, expected because they have a backup goalie. They don't pay that guy $5.5 million to stop the puck. They pay him like $900K. Yep. They're waiting on Vasilevsky, so I'll give them an excuse. But like, our goaltending doesn't have an excuse. Stuart Skinner was an all-star last season. I couldn't give two hoots about Dustin Schwartz or whatever goalie coach the Oilers have. Stuart Skinner was not good. I don't know why I'm pointing this at people, but watch out. Stuart Skinner needs to make stops.
Yep.
Again, don't care who the goalie coach is. The goalie coach isn't telling him to make some of the errors he's making.
He'd be a real rascal if he was.
That would be crazy of him.
It's just that, what's that show where they're mic'd up behind the scenes? Impractical Jokes.
Yeah, Impractical Jokers.
Dustin Schwartz is sitting up there.
Let this week's shot go in.
This one in.
And on top of
Jack
that too,
bite on this wraparound attempt really hard. Oh, he's doing it.
On top of that too, like I'm not saying Dustin Schwartz probably isn't an issue with this team. Maybe they do have to move on from that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He's not the one on the ice.
No.
You move on from him just to get over that narrative.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Also, I mean, the dude's been here for what, 8, 9, 10 years, something like that.
He's the longest tenured goalie coach in the league.
When Mac D had his 8th year and they ended up moving on from him at that point, I was like, you know what? I still think he's a good coach, but I do think that his time is up here. We're kind of the same situation.
I made a joke last night on Twitter that triggered a bunch of like OG Nation citizens where I was just like, when Woody got kicked out, I was just like, Woodcroft kicked out, Mac T appears out of the ether, and they go, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare.
Oh, no.
We've been hurt.
Coffee would be the next coach.
No, I think he's a white.
Yeah, I think
they're both white collar jobs, but yeah, I think he's a more of a head office type of guy.
Yeah, yes, I'm just kidding.
But hey, listen, Mac T, man, that dude was successful with a lot of grit players.
Yeah, he did a lot with very little.
Yes.
Do you think, well, I'll just go to it, is Jay Woodcroft going to lose his job because the Oilers, A, can't defend very well, and B, cannot get a save to save their lives?
Also can't score goals.
Yeah. I don't think he will lose his job, but I think it's like a very, very high possibility because of those reasons and the players being terrible that he could lose his job. It's just the reality of the situation. I don't want him to.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that Woody is necessarily the problem. Like the lines he put, like when he put McLeod up and McDavid yesterday, I'm looking, I'm like, holy shit, these guys got fucking gassed to burn.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
The thing I don't like with him is that he kind of gives up on his lines a little too quick and then just rolls.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't like
play
that.
those. You got those 4. I know you don't really get to like close your eyes and say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but somewhat like that. Keep them like fourth line has to play a certain amount of time. Third line, certain amount.
Well, last night, Lavoie came out. It must have been his second shift or whatever it was. Great shift in the offensive zone, was like putting pucks on net, being strong in front, like causing a bit of chaos. We didn't see him again till late in the second.
Yeah, no,
He had 4 minutes played after 2 periods.
Yeah, he needs.
So how do you expect that guy to have any impact on the game? And I'm not saying like he's going to go out there and light it up as he has 15 minutes, but maybe if he has like a few more shifts, he can get his feet underneath him and do something.
A bunch of people have made this point on Twitter now, though, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. You got to make your decision on Woodcroft. You either go to him and promise you're good for the season, we're seeing it through, or you fire him. Because right now, the reason Lavoie's not playing and the reason Holloway's not playing, they're not trustworthy out there. They both make turnovers. Lavoie, not so much, but like Holloway against Nashville.
Do you want to know something, Tyler, before you continue?
Yeah.
Doing After Dark the other day with Aaron. I don't remember what game that was.
It was Dallas.
In that game, in the chat, somebody said, when I watch Holloway skate around, I can see the bees.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to stop thinking about it.
So Jay Woodcroft is coaching every game. Like, if we don't win, I might lose my job.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do? He's going to play Connor and Leon until the wheels fall off.
That's fair.
And I don't blame him for that. I just think the organization has to be better here and go to him and say, either you're gone and we don't believe in you, or what they should do is sit him down and say, we believe in you. You can coach like you have job security. You're fine, Woody.
So who does? I don't think your GM's going to do that. I think the only guy who can do that, or maybe there's two, one being Jeff Jackson, the other one being Cates. Because I don't see your
Holland
GM
should be saying it. Why shouldn't he say it?
Because I think
he's building a crossword puzzle.
I think the GM in this situation should be out the door first. Even when we look at the fact that he's on the cusp of retirement at the end of his career, contract, this is really his team and has been his team for a long time. And I give him the asterisk that, hey, it's not really fair that the cap went up like nothing in your time here, but it did that for every team and blah, 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 whatever it is, it is what it is. But I think at this point right now, the first person out the door who don't have skates on their feet has to be your GM, and more of a, not like I'm firing Woodcroft, I'm firing Holland. I'm more bringing in his replacement, and it's time to move on with his replacement now. So it's not as much as like ending his time here. It's about moving on to the next guy.
Okay, but here's the problem with doing that.
Yeah, we don't have a Woodcroft GM as right now in spot and in sequence. So right now, if you don't, you're bringing a new guy with new thoughts and starting it fresh again. Starting
fresh, middle of the season, not good. Or you're bringing in a GM who feels the pressure immediately and is like, I got to make a big trade. And they swing and miss. And we're Strom for
We call that the Pistol Pete.
Yeah, Strom for spoonering ourselves to death. And the other side of it is there's not good candidates out there right now.
No, I agree with you.
Like, you got it. That's a summer job. So like, let Holland finish out the year. He can go make one more big trade here like he did for Ekholm last season.
But are you looking at, if you're Jeff Jackson or Cates, are you looking at Holland going, you got to do something?
Probably,
but trades don't happen in November.
Yeah, they never like.
When did Calgary get Tyler Toffoli?
It was January.
Was that a January trade? Okay.
The only one I can think of that happened like this early was the Johansson for Jones.
Jack Eichel.
Yeah, different though, right?
It still happened.
Yeah,
it was different. It is different.
4 more months. So like,
Toffoli went to Calgary on Valentine's Day.
But how often
later
do you
than
see
I thought.
a team that was the consensus number one going into the year and 11 games in,
tying
this bad,
tying a franchise record for the worst start ever?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Cool.
Hey.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't like to do it. Don't do it very often, but it's time to fucking do something.
If you're gonna be the best, you be the best.
I'm trying to GM because I do. This is my application for the organization to hire me.
Can I be your AGM?
Oh man, we'd run a hell of a ship.
Fucking right.
Campbell, a first, and CC.
Okay.
In exchange,
whatever you say, yes.
For Mackenzie Blackwood.
Oh
god.
And Mark-Edouard Vlasic at 50% retained.
How long does Vlasic have left?
2 more years after this one.
No, he's bad.
But at least Liam. Here's the thinking.
You're not going to convince me.
Yo, I will. What do you do with a defenseman who sucks?
Send him to Bakersfield.
You play him 6 minutes a night, or you healthy scratch him.
What would his contract be?
3.5 mil for 2 more years after this, and you'd have Blackwood.
5?
Yeah.
So
as a wash on CC effectively.
Yeah, but then I mean the shitty part here is you actually do have to play Vlasic because you've just traded CC.
Here's what I would do then if you're making that trade. I would tell Vlasic, hey, don't leave California. You're staying in Bakersfield.
Yeah, because you
get another 1.15, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I would do. Yep. Deal.
Yeah.
I'm in. Then go and get me another goalie because Mackenzie Blackwood also stinks. Oh,
Blackwood's
boy.
good.
No, he's not.
51 saves that one game this year. Listen, I don't know if these make sense. This is how I cope. Everyone copes in different ways. I do armchair GM stuff. Get a little armchair GM horny, as I like to say.
The good news is Mackenzie Blackwood, so 4.78 goals against. Hey, we gave up 6 last night. Improvement?
Say, but the Sharks are bad. You know who will fix this locker room? Mike Hoffman.
Do you want to know something?
Go ahead.
The good stuff. I told Tyler this yesterday, and I'm sorry I have to tell you guys too. The San Jose Sharks have a better team save percentage than the Edmonton Oilers this year.
And you don't want Blackwood.
And and they've allowed 20 goals in 2 games.
So what we need to do is somehow bring back Mike Smith and Chris Russell.
And Mike Green.
Yeah, we never saw what Mike Green could be.
Listen,
it's not a bad idea.
Yoansu can't step into this lineup and contribute, then I don't know what we're doing here.
Oh, man. We were all like smirking. It was like, oh, Mike Smith's on LTIR. What a shame. And now it's like, fuck. Why couldn't he just stay healthy?
I was so mean to Mike Smith for way too long, and I'm just going to take another moment to apologize.
We were so mean to Mikko.
Deserved. Mikko, do you know what? I hate this little narrative too. Like, all of a sudden, Mikko Koskinen is the best goalie the city's ever seen. Let's not forget how bad that guy was. I don't care. Like, when those it was bad.
Our team percentage was like 8.
I know. But let's, like, people have been acting like Mikko Koskinen was the next coming of, like, whoever it was. Like,
Mikko Koskinen's last year in Edmonton, he had a 903. I'm gagging.
I would too. Hey, I'm with you.
I'm doing some
but there was
shit for 903.
Let's not forget what happened in that Chicago series.
Everywhere for a 903.
Let's not forget what happened against Chicago in the play-in when neither of those guys could stop a beach ball. I don't care what anyone says. It's not good. We're
not even at the play-in yet. It's the play-in for the play-in.
Campbell was electric during those play-ins for what it's worth. Oh,
so
shit.
Things are going well.
What are we doing?
Well, good news is now, Tyler, I get to ask you who delivered. That's a DoorDash. For a limited time only, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25. That is 25% off up to $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and use the promo code NATION25. Liam, do not forget, that is code NATION25. Gets you 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid only in Canada. Subject to change. Terms do apply. Sound effects, sir.
Ding dong.
So, gotta ask you, who delivered for you, Liam?
Does it have to be game specific?
It can be whatever you want, because frankly, no one's delivering anywhere.
I'll say the people of the Oilersnation citizens have delivered for me.
Yes, they have.
The last couple of days. Yesterday, we did a watch party, thanks to Betway. And that was awesome. The vibes were relatively good in there. Yesterday, we had a record show for viewership on After Dark because if everyone came to watch.
I thought you guys did a great job on like the viewing stream also.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it's because of what people were doing in the chat and interacting with us there. And today, thankfully, Ken Holland made his move of Jack Campbell going down. People came to watch our Oilersnation Everyday show, and it's been a really good vent session the last 20.
Group therapy is what it is.
Not even 12 hours. Yeah, just over 12 hours.
It's
there
group therapy.
The really. People.
Yeah, what it all is. Tyler, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered?
I will say, speaking of the aforementioned content, both Liam and Aaron delivered very good stuff, very quality shows, and you helped give the fans a bit of a voice. So that was good. You guys killed it. A lot of people watching that stuff. I thought this regular season was going to be boring. It's not. But
well, say that quote you said. You know, it's which one I'm talking about.
The only way this regular season is boring is if something's gone terribly wrong. That was a quote from me before the season started.
On you.
Not
so
boring.
It's Tyler's fault.
Potentially.
Rick, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered?
DoorDash, because I got a donair last night.
Oh, what'd you get?
Go ahead.
Sorry?
What'd you get?
Donair.
Describe it to me.
Always a jumbo. I'm a sweet sauce, only onions kind of guy.
Ooh.
I like tomatoes, I like lettuce, but not on my donair, that's all.
Interesting.
And then I always have to get onion rings with it. Always that's going to be a combo.
Yeah.
And then a can of Coca-Cola.
Oh, baby, that sounds good.
It was good.
I also am going to pick DoorDash for delivering. I ordered some pho, or pho, if you want me to say it right. It was lovely.
Pho.
Yeah. Pho. Depends how you say it. Pho for normies.
Soup.
Noodle soup. I had it. It was delicious. It was exactly what my tummy needed.
That's a good idea.
It helped me out with my SADs a little bit. DoorDash, you're great. Again, Nation 25 will get you 25% off your first order up to $10. Download the app today. Get yourself some food. Why be disappointed in all aspects of your life when DoorDash will deliver you something delicious? Got it? Good. Well, we've talked about Campbell going down. Now let's talk about who's coming up. Calvin Pickard getting the call.
Most likely.
According to Frank Saravalli.
In 116 NHL games, Calvin Pickard has a 35, 54, and 10 record with a 3.03 goals against average and a 903. What do you think the plan is here? Do you legitimately feel like the Oilers are going to run the rest of the season with Stu and Pickard as your tandem? I can't see that being the plan.
No, we'll see Jack again at some point this year, I believe.
Did you not just say in the last segment you don't think he plays again for the Oilers?
I think he's getting bought out this year, but I think he'll play. Another game this year.
No changes in the goaltending, you're thinking?
I don't know, man. Like, is Picard going to come up and be okay? Honestly, probably. He'll probably be like an 890 goalie for the Oilers.
Hey, fuck, that's good living.
It might be, but I also just think at some point there'll be a stretch where he's an 890, and then Jack's got like a 925 in the A, and we're like, son of a bitch, he might be back, and we'll do this whole song and dance again. But yeah, my expectations for Pickard are low. Like he'll play one out of every 8 games.
Mm-hmm. At this rate, 1 out of every 2.
I think the only way this thing turns around.
The disappointed look on Rick's face right now.
Dude, I'm at the point right now where I'm just call up Ollie and hope for him to be Purdy.
Brock Purdy?
Mm-hmm.
Good football reference.
Thank you.
I mean, you need to catch lightning in a bottle, I guess, if you're going to rely on an American League goalie. I'm living more under the assumption that the pressure's on Stu now. Like,
yeah, of course.
You got the team's playoff chances on your shoulders.
I stood outside that house that got knocked down for 5-6 minutes. It didn't even get knocked down. I was just channeling what you got to see a handful of days ago.
But I'm still saying, like, this is still an offensive team. That is what drives this team. Needs to be led by offense. So we did today whatever was needed, or was perhaps the only move available to us. But the top of the lineup needs to be better, and if they're not, we're fucked.
It's true in all of this. Like, we're obviously, the big story of the day is Campbell is no longer here. But in reality, like, that was Dreisaitl's first goal last night in his last 6 or 7, I think. Games. McDavid hasn't scored in 5, maybe 6. Nugent Hopkins has been invisible. Van der Kane, didn't really notice him last night. Hyman, we noticed him when he jumped JT Miller after McDavid cross-checked him in the head. Like, the top 6 is dead. Like, it's invisible. Like, you can make the argument in the last handful of games that Warren Fogle has been this team's best top 6 forward. And last night he played on the 3rd line.
Can we ask about the breakaway Grinch?
Did another one last night.
Like, miles ahead of everyone else, too.
You think his trade value's gone up at all?
Maybe.
You're trading your best forward.
Well, you got to.
Contract reasons.
I wrote it in 3 key things. That's my post-game article at Oilersnation.com. If you were to guess, I wish there was a stat on it. I couldn't find it. I looked. How many consecutive breakaways do you think Warren Fogle has had without scoring? Is it 20? It's got to be like 20.
I actually saw someone was doing, I can't remember who it was. They were doing a count on Twitter the other day. And last night would have been his 6th of the season already. We're 11 games in.
Yeah.
That would have been his 6th straight one-on-one chance with the goalie.
So you're saying there's still somebody on Twitter you have muted?
No, I just can't remember who it was.
Because you muted them and they disappeared.
Oh, I did not mute this person. I'll tell you something though, Quads. I know you're listening. One more move and you're done. You're muted. You're off the clock for a month. In my Bucks. Yeah, I think
he was texting me last night, and eventually I just said, Quads, I don't need to hear from you right now.
I'm going to do it right now. I don't know what I'm waiting for, to be honest.
All mute Quads.
Imagine having to sit in the room with 18,000 quads around you.
Were you boozing at least last night?
Honestly, I was so upset after the first period. We went to the concession and Jay's like, more beers? I went, water. And I sat there in the second period and drank a water.
Should have looked for something harder than beer.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I heard he was getting into like the Hennies and stuff there. Yeah, I'm sure he had like a little flask on a sip or something like that. Can I get some of, in that little right there?
Let me nip that.
Talk about a couple other things from last night, since we must. Leon, first goal in 7 games. Annoying, but at least hopefully that gets him going.
Yeah, hopefully. He was clearly.
If the Oilers are going to win a game, Jim Mora quote here, he's going to be a big part of it. So to have him back and scoring, I mean, please.
It was a freebie.
It was a freebie, but like sometimes you need an ugly one to get going.
Okay, need to see one go through the hoop.
Sometimes you need it.
Yeah.
Ekholm first of the season. Blast. Love that.
That was great. And you just thought it was going to set the tone for such a sick night.
Well, the first, what would you say? 10, 12 minutes? Oilers buzzing.
Shout out to Betway. I had Oilers over 33 shots and I was sitting there. They had 19 in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to do pretty good tonight.
The only thing I was cheering for by the end of the game was a 62.5 shots. And just I would be like, there's another one and another one. And I got it.
Yeah. But yeah, like Ekholm Blast was great.
He guessed, eh? Did you see? I don't know if you saw in the arena, but if you watch the replay, he kind of flexes his right shoulder, his blocker shoulder up. He was guessing where he was shooting, and then he got beat on the left shoulder.
Interesting.
Jay Woodcroft became the first Oilers coach to get kicked out since Slats did it in February of 1983.
It was really weird because based on you didn't see anything.
All we saw on TV was just him walking down the tunnel.
Yeah, so it happened very quickly, and he was obviously quite calm by the time he hit the mic.
I'd love to know what he said, because he was just like, I asked about the Holloway thing, and I did not use profanity. What'd you say then?
I mean, you can be pretty offensive and not use profanity.
No,
The ref could come over and you could say, I honestly think you were the worst official this sport's ever had. I don't know how you drive to the rink. I don't know how you drive to the rink with those eyes. And the ref could just be like, that's rude. Get out of here.
Yeah, that would probably do it. That would do it.
It is interesting, though. You don't really see NHL coaches get kicked out all that often. Like MLB, it happens all the time.
And Gibby, when Gibby was a manager of the Jays, Sunday matinee, if things were either going real well or real bad, lock that Gibby was getting thrown out. He just wanted to get to the wine, which I kind of respect. Maybe more NHL coaches should.
Who among us?
We've seen two already this year. Cronin got kicked out in Anaheim and now Woody.
Last week.
But I think it just illustrates, right, the frustration here. Like Connor cross-checking Miller, Woody getting thrown out for saying whatever he said, Draisaitl getting a 10-minute misconduct for reasons we don't know.
Gene said it was something during the commercial break where Leon was just giving it to somebody between.
But in the arena, the ref signaled before the commercial break, I thought.
Yeah. So like during the commercial, because they come back and show a highlight of him like on his way to the penalty box, when stopping and then pointing, yelling.
He had the figure.
But that was well after the call already.
Okay.
So it had to have come from the big scrum. And I don't know how
big scrum, yeah.
I'm fine with that scrum though.
Yeah.
I was just happy to see anybody show some emotion whatsoever by the end of the game. Like when Pius Shooter shoots the puck on net and Connor levels him for no reason. I'm into it. Why not?
You didn't even know he was there. That was more of an incidental contact than anything. The fact that guy went down.
Connor McDavid knows where all things on the ice are at all times, Rick.
Should have hit him harder.
Well, that I agree with.
Yeah.
I just think he did it on purpose. He's a little rascal. He's angry. Weird not seeing Connor on the top of the points. He's like not in the top 20.
60th or something like that.
Weird. I don't like it.
This is so bad.
It's just that's where we're at, isn't it? Like the power play looks brutal.
But this is what is this what got us to where we were last year? This is what I'm afraid of. What is this? We were where we were last year because of a fucking historical power play and two guys absolutely lighting the world on fire. If those two things don't happen, or three things, is this what happens?
But it's okay for that to be the reason you get there, because those two guys are like top 5 players in the league. Like they're elite guys and they play on the power play together. The power play should be good. That power play should be unbelievable every single night because of the talent it has on it.
I actually think that the power play will get back to being great again.
They look good.
It's just right now, fuck man, nothing's going right. Connor does not look like Connor. Leon first goal in 7 games. Nuge, where are you, man? Like his little snapshot from his strong side does not exist. Zach Hyman not scoring. Third line, literally nobody scores.
So I'm buzzing, but that's about it.
I feel like I've had this talk before when the Oilers have gone through mini slumps, and it's always my reason to cope with it. But it's like there's so much stuff going wrong right now.
Everything.
It is amazing how much in aggregate is all going wrong at the same time.
And also, like I know people are going to roll their eyes at this, but like there have been a lot of games where they've been unlucky this year.
Yep.
Game 2 against Van, the game against Winnipeg, the game against Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
If Stuart Skinner doesn't wander out of his net and make that mistake, you beat Winnipeg, you get 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver game maybe goes a little bit better. Maybe you don't even include that, but like
maybe even get 1 point in that game.
Yeah. But like if you were if you got wins against Winnipeg and Dallas, you'd be sitting there right now at 4-8 or whatever instead. Like we're not freaking out as hard at 4-6. Sorry,
you're not freaking out at all. I don't think. I think you're having the conversations like they need to be better in some areas.
Like, if they got like every team's going to lose games throughout the year. But if they would have gotten lucky in the games, or if they wouldn't have been unlucky in the games where they played so damn good, we probably view it differently. But I know you can't look back on a season like that. It's like I saw people were like, oh, if you take Stuart Skinner's first 2 games out of the season, he actually looks good. It's like, yeah, if you take his 2 terrible games, his numbers improve, like stunner. So
you take out all the games the Oilers lost, they're actually 2-0.
Well, yeah, I know. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing here, but it's just like, I don't know. I still have a bit of belief in this team. It's not super high, but I have just a bit.
The weird thing is there's still a ton of hockey left to play.
It's still there. The belief is still there. This team is still what they were last year, essentially. They should still be a fuck ton better than they are right now. But the thing that's got me is that we've seen a lot of losses. We've seen a lot of losing streaks. This one seems to be different. I can usually tell when they're like, hey, you know what, this game, they really locked it down.
Yeah.
We lost 2-1. Whatever. They're out of the lull. Now they're trying to fight their way back up. It's like a game or 2 or 3 like that. Then they pull out a win, and then we're out of it. We're back in the clear, and everything is proper again. But I just don't see that quite yet.
I think one thing that's really bugging me about it is basically every single goal somebody scores against us is an error from the Oilers. Like nothing is earned. Nothing is earned by the other team. Everything is given. It's like Christmas morning every time you play the Edmonton Oilers right now.
Like a perfect example was Quinn Hughes tying the game 1-1. Rips it into the middle. Vinny's trying to make the right play. Yeah. He's actually in the right spot.
100%.
Just off the stick in the net.
So unfortunate. Open.
Yeah, that's a bad luck there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is a terrible shot.
Which one was that? Was that the one from the high slot?
Yeah, right through the
just straight through.
That was brutal. The third one was on the power play when Skinner evidently didn't see the puck coming and the puck just hit him. Then the rebound goes down. But also, how are you not expecting a shot on the power play? Like, you should be ready for that. That one's on him too. The fourth one, Bouchard forgets to continue to back check and just gives up on the play.
But it wasn't even. That's the one where he gave up the puck at the blue line, right? And he got caught pinching.
Yeah, he pinched and then he was coming back. But if you watch it, he is giving it to get back, and then the play kind of breaks a little bit. But Vancouver keeps playing, and then Bouchard stopped, and then the guys are right there to do it. And then
the first shot happened, and
sure, that would have been it. Yeah, and then Miller back bar, whatever. And then the sixth one is. What was it? Oh, that was the one where CC whacked Brockbusser's stick in the air, and his celebration was him catching the stick. I'm like, oh my God, it's the worst day of my life.
The worst one for me last night was, who was it that scored? It was the JT Miller in and out.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling watching it live, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that went in.
Everyone doing the watch party said the same thing.
I'm pretty sure that went in. And then you're just watching the play go on, and then you hear the horn, and it's just, oh.
Or at least they said, like, yeah, no, because Louis had already known. He's like, yeah, listen, you'll hear the horn right away here.
Yeah.
What?
Even knowing that was going in that horn.
I know.
Did you ever see the Always Sunny episode where on like the Family Feud version of the show, and they're like, can you not hit that horn? When they hit the horn, the wrong answer button, and he's like crumpled on the ground. That's what that horn made me feel like last night.
What did you think of the no goal?
It was a kick.
It was a kick.
See, yeah. So I don't know if it was a kick per se or if his foot went forward while he was going backwards, but because it was the kicking motion, it had to be called that way. Yeah. I try and.
The thing I liked about that goal,
every one of them.
The thing I liked about that goal was it was another one where it was greasy. You get to the net.
Yeah.
Yes, it did not count,
but you were there.
But you were there, and that's how you score goals when you're slumping.
And that's what they did on that second goal too. I know it was a bit lucky because Demko, for some reason, tried to throw a pick, but you forechecked hard to go and get the puck.
Yes,
they got the puck. They were around the net, and they scored a goal. That was actually a kind of a dangerous play from Demko.
Well, yeah. So everyone was like, "How is that not goalie interference?"
Obvious why it was a goal. I knew right away.
Yeah, because Demko passed the puck. 2 seconds went by, and he was standing there to set up.
Positioned himself.
Yeah, he stuck out his leg. So when they're talking about, I wonder if Talkett's going to challenge it, I'm in my house screaming, like, challenge it! Come on, challenge it!
Give us the goal and then the wrong challenge in a power play.
I almost wish he would have challenged it because then they wouldn't have a challenge for the Fogle goal. Then it would have been 4-3.
Don't say
Great. Now I hate Rick Tocchet.
They didn't challenge the full goal.
Oh, that was
it went
league.
to it went upstairs.
Yeah,
so
I like the
Auto.
thinking though. That did make me feel actually pretty bad for a second, thinking about what could have been.
Yeah,
My point, though, like the greater point is the Oilers right now obviously struggling to score. We've talked about it a lot on this podcast. Get to the net. Get greasy. Those count. The funny thing on Twitter last night is that goal, before it got called back, the Fogle goal, everybody's going, garbage goals are beautiful to me. That's what Twitter was like for a handful of seconds. It's just, yeah, they are. They don't always have to be highlight, pass this, pass there in the back of the net. Just fucking hack away sometimes.
work.
Drive.
That's the thing too. Like it just
Trash.
there's 1 ounce of like pushback from the Canucks, and the Oilers just can't get momentum back. Same thing with Dallas, man. Like Duchesne scores that first goal, took the Oilers 2 periods to get momentum back.
Yeah.
Against Winnipeg, right? Stu gives up that blunder, and I know they played good at the end there, but then it's like, hey, overtime comes, and like,
But what doesn't make sense is how is it we score a goal, and what we have to do after our own goal is call a fucking timeout.
Yeah.
All right, boys, calm down. So that was a goal 4. That's a good thing. All right, that's a good thing. Calm down here. Have a little water, a little quick orange slice, and get back. We're gonna run this with 5 defensemen now because we need to get through this next shift. Because every time we score a damn goal, we offer the other team an opportunity to come back and tie it up.
Another thing that's wild too is like when the Oilers are pushing and pushing and pushing, and maybe they don't get the goal, but they're fucking buzzing, right? Then they allow a softie in the other way, then just takes the wind out of everyone's sails.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
So I know this Campbell thing isn't like gonna fix the defense and forward issues, but if we can just get somebody in there who can make that save when you've been 5-6 shots in one shift, and then there's a weird chip and has a 2-on-1 the other way. If we can get somebody to keep that puck out of the net, maybe they don't get deflated so much. They go out there and they start to build on something rather than like, what do you even do? Like you obviously can't get angry at the goaltender. You really can't say you just sit on the bench and just let it stew inside of you.
I cry. That's what I do.
Dude, I'd be walking down the tunnel there and breaking sticks every shift.
I don't know how people are not doing that.
yeah, I mean, we saw at the end of the Nashville game, there was a play where McDavid just like golfed a puck and he swung his stick as hard as he could to just chop at it randomly. So like, I think McDavid and Draisaitl are definitely feeling like the frustration starting to hit and set in here. So is a guy like Darnell Nurse, I think, but
Channel it the right way.
yeah, you're right.
It's all well and good to be mad late in games when it's, garbage time. Like, how about, but then again, at the same point, like the Oilers started off like a house on fire yesterday. So
their starts have been so good this year. It's a real twisted thing because usually we've always been the opposite. So like, oh God, if the Oilers just survive the first 10 minutes, they're usually good.
So
now it's like, oh.
But the same thing's happening. It used to be like 10 minutes and they'd score a goal in that 10 minutes while they're playing in our end. Now we're playing in their end and they're still scoring that damn goal somehow.
Well, again, it was just like the perfect, like I took a screenshot of it last night and posted it on socials where it's just like 19 shots for the Oilers. They got 1 goal, 7 for the Canucks, and they got 3. It hurts.
They can't lose to San Jose, right?
Can't they?
No. But what they
Are we the
should
worst
do,
two- are we the
they
worst
should be
two
the third
teams?
team to put up double digits on them on Thursday, and I'll be happy if we get 3.
All I know is I'm betting the over.
That would be unbelievable.
If the Oilers put up 10 on them,
If the Oilers put up 10
I
on
wouldn't even
San
care.
Jose.
I would just be like, good.
Not till 500 can you really start to.
No. Hey, I mean, I'd
Get
celebrate
excited,
every goal like it was my last because it might be our last. But that would be historically horrendous. San Jose should fall for the rest of the season if the Oilers got 10 on them.
If you gave them that option, they would probably take it.
If you lose to San Jose, the
Maybe
Oilers
we
should
should.
forfeit the season.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. On Friday, we are leaving to Seattle. We're going to Nation Vacation. Alberta Blue Cross will help us with our travel insurance while we're down there to make sure we're safe at the Aqua concert, which is the thing we're going down there for.
Yes.
Only the Aqua concert.
Mm-hmm.
No other. Oh, and a football game.
There's a football game.
I'm going to bring you know what? I'm absolutely bringing a pizza into that football game.
Just for the bit of it. I think you should.
I'm going to enjoy myself because the football game, I'm concerned, is going to be the most fun part of the weekend outside of the Aqua concert.
What about catching a fish?
Can we do that?
I think so.
Have you been to Seattle before?
Never.
Oh, cool.
I've never been to Seattle
I'll show
before.
you around. It's a good spot.
It's on the ocean.
Come on.
Yep. I think. Maybe I'll jump in if the others lose.
Landlocked.
A couple options.
I just believe it's just really close.
We are doing.
Is it?
Like there's waterfront. Yeah. It's more like a little bay area, but like it's water. It's the ocean.
You didn't see the video of the big barge that was caught on the wind?
What?
Yeah, look it up.
A barge?
A barge, I believe. Like a shipping container boat.
Okay.
There was one in Vancouver near English Bay that was stuck there for like a year.
No,
Really?
In English Bay, was it?
It was around the corner from English Bay.
It was stuck?
That fucked up everything for us?
No. That one was just a barge. It was
Where
just
was
like a
that
shipping
one, though?
container. That one that blocked the river. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the one
Suez Canal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, you can't get this anymore. Why not? It's stuck on the thing that's stuck over there somewhere.
What about the shipwreck at the top of Niagara Falls? You ever seen that one?
No.
That one nudged a few years ago.
Did you know they turned off the falls once?
Yeah.
Yep.
I did. I've heard that before. Yeah. Seen the pictures.
When my girlfriend told me that, I had to regrettably apologize to her later because I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I know. This same thing.
Amber, they can't turn off a natural waterfall. What are you thinking?
You do remember doing this on the show, right?
Oh, really? We've done this before?
Well, it all bloods together, you know.
Oh, yeah, we did do this.
No, we 100%.
Yeah, we
The same-
had this whole conversation.
The same thing happened to me with the boat, the shipwreck.
We've done.
We had to walk up. No one believed me until we saw it. I was like, I told you guys, it's right there.
We're playing the hits. That's what I said after McDavid said death by 1,000 cuts.
That's why we can only do one thing right now for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross, and it's bring back word association.
Woo!
For one day
Look,
only.
we had it last year, correct?
Word association?
Yes. How did the season go?
Much better.
This year, what have we been missing for
Zero.
in our Tuesday episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Happiness.
No word. Well, that too.
If we do word association and they win the next 2 games, we have to keep it going.
It's never going to go away.
I'll do it on every show if I have to. Whatever it takes.
Whoa, don't spread it so thin.
I will just walk into the room and start yelling random phrases at you guys and just need word association. So we're going to do it for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. I've prepared a couple of little phrases here for you. You will give me your first word that comes to mind. Liam, you're up first. Jack Campbell on waivers.
Good.
Tyler, Jack Campbell on waivers.
Deserved.
Rick?
Meh.
For me, I went, really?
Yeah, it was surprising.
It was one of those ones where you always say it,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually think it was going to happen.
But it still doesn't do anything.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, if
Calvin
his
Pickard's the
contract
answer.
goes somewhere, then that's something. But if not, then
Everybody's making the same joke right now that San Jose claims Jack Campbell and he starts tomorrow night and shuts the Oilers out.
I wouldn't even care. I honestly wouldn't. I'd be actually kind of okay with that.
I'd actually be fine with that.
I would take a shutout against the Sharks tomorrow if it means Campbell's contract's off the books. 100%.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Number 2, reversing the order. Rick, the Oilers are 2-8-1 after 11 games.
oh, just my reaction to that.
Yep.
Fuck.
Tyler,
Vomit.
Liam.
Brutal.
Yep.
All of the above.
Yep. Tyler. Thursday's game against San Jose will be
Tragic.
Rick.
Victorious.
Liam.
Goals? I don't know. Like, I don't know how to feel about this game because all that's going through my head is, what if they lose?
That's my word is nervousness.
Yeah, nervousness. That's a good one.
Can't be nervous.
Uncertainty. There you go.
We are closing in on the first month of the season being wrapped up. So the phrase for you, Liam, the first month of this season has been
Horrendous.
Tyler.
Tragic.
Rick.
Unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just shocking, stunning. Am I high?
Miserable.
What year is
Is
this?
this a nightmare?
Where am I? Final phrase for word association for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. Tyler, I'm going to jump into you. Connor McDavid said the losses are death by 1,000 cuts. What is the deepest cut of them all?
Goaltending.
Liam.
Scoring.
Rick.
All of them, because they're in the exact same spot. All 1,000 of them are keep going over the exact same spot.
Yeah, I was going to say everything.
And they're all paper cuts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shallow, but painful.
Oh, God.
What's that movie where he chews his arm off or whatever?
127 hours.
How many hours has it been?
Probably about that many.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
I've been working on it. Limbs are falling off. There you go. Word association for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. Just since I mentioned the San Jose Sharks a little bit, I was going to do a quick score prediction before we bring in Waz for his signature segment. Can you clear that up for me?
It's not a game.
It's not a bit. It's a segment. God.
Legitimately, what do you expect for tomorrow, Liam? Or I guess Thursday. I keep saying tomorrow. It's Thursday.
I expect if the Oilers come out and do what they did against Vancouver yesterday, that they'll be able to score more than one goal. And I know that when they score more than one goal against San Jose, they will win. That's what they need to do. They need to have that mentality that they are the alpha dog in all of this. Will that happen? I'm not sure, but they really need to prove it to everybody right now because they have done nothing to suggest that they're a good hockey team so far this season.
Tyler, Thursday's game.
Just, you got to have this like pedal to the floor mentality of like 20 shots in the first 10 minutes. Good. We're putting up another 20 on you. You can't give them an inch tomorrow. This team in the Sharks, they stink. They're very, very bad. Potentially one of the worst rosters in NHL history. You need to just suffocate them.
Rick?
6-1 win.
That's it.
You know what? I'm in. Damn it.
What's the original question, wasn't it? What's the score?
I can't remember.
What do you think about Thursday? Like, what's going to happen?
Also, you can't go in there thinking about what's happened already. You have to go in there and just fucking look forward.
Shift by shift. Let's get greasy. More Sam Gagner goals in the crease. More crash in the net. Warren Fogle, you had the right idea, buddy.
Forehand, backhand, bar down.
Or Gaetan Haas slap shot from the hash marks.
He shot yesterday.
I mean, like,
he went 5-hole.
Gotta try something new. It's that
big shot.
That damn breakaway Grinch.
Upstairs.
The breakaway Grinch is rude. He's mean.
Think Matt Hendricks can come teach him the paralyzer?
Somebody needs to learn the paralyzer.
Oh, that'd be interesting, actually.
Kind of means paralyzer-esque.
Like, I'd love to know what Warren Fogle, like, when he's on the plane, he goes, fuck, just can't score a breakaway to save my life.
Think Todd's called him yet?
Todd?
Marchand?
Oh, how dare you? Probably.
Oh, should.
Yeah. The all hands team.
Hey, listen, Todd scored the one he needed to, 1987 overtime.
So, hey, Grant Ledyard still didn't see it coming.
He still hasn't got up yet either.
It's time for Waz's signature segment. Can you clear that up for me? For our friends at Greta, they are our home for all things Nation events this season. Go check them out. Enjoy them. Eat there. Play some vids. You might even see Waz there. Maybe. He might ask you a question. He might stick a microphone in your face and be like, hey, it's for my signature segment. Can you clear that up for me?
I went to Greta in Vancouver. Confirmed, just as much fun as the one in Edmonton. Both great.
Love to hear it.
Anyways, Greta, great times. I'd like to go visit soon.
Now it's time for Waz's signature segment.
Yes, there we go. Anyways.
Can you clear that up for me?
Thought it was a bit.
Is it a game?
It's more of a segment than a game. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, first question here is clear this up for me. Evan Bouchard is one of the Oilers' leading point scorers. His defensive play has been poor, but are fans undervaluing his offensive ability?
Oh, it's a fair question.
He to me, I've always been an Evan Bouchard supporter. He's costing them too much right now for any amount of offensive production to be justified.
Would you move him to forward?
I think that is... Who asked that?
Me. Now.
But is that an original idea? Wait, is that an original idea that you believe?
Or have you been influenced?
Listen, I'm saying it can't get worse.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either, but
okay, good.
It can't get worse.
I think that's just always something people love doing.
Like, you put him up there.
Yeah.
He takes clappers from the circle. You don't got to worry about him wandering back.
He'd be a demon on the forecheck.
Put his number 8 on the back of his jersey and stand on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah, he's just giving up too much. Like, the Oilers they're bleeding goals right now. They are bleeding goals. So sure, it's nice that he's picking up some power play points or whatever. I would much prefer he got 0 done offensively and actually kept pucks out of his own net.
Yeah.
He has got the best seat in the house or way too many goals this season. It drives me nuts.
I'll say this. I think that if he had some better help from the goaltender, some of his mistakes wouldn't be going in the net, and it wouldn't look as bad as it is right now. So he needs to keep putting up those offensive points and maybe ask for a little help from the guys in the thick pads.
Don't hate that.
I'm more in favor of Bush making the errors, and then I don't know. I agree. I know what you're saying. I'm an
old guy, so if you go around and Paul Coffey did the same. Well, didn't do the same thing, but he gave up the puck a lot in his early part of his career, and he was just fine.
But last night, Skinner made a save, and then Bouchard refused to back check hard, and it went in the back of the net.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's fair.
Back check.
That's why I said he's got the best seat in the house.
Yeah, like I don't disagree with you, Rick. I got nothing else to add.
Next questions. I mean, you probably already talked about it. Dustin Schwartz. Everybody wants him fired. Do you think he deserves to be fired? Just clear me up. How much of an impact do you think Schwartz has had on the goaltending?
I personally think, and we did talk about this, that like Tyler said on Impractical Jokers, he's got an earpiece in with the goalies, and he's actually telling them to give up weak ones from the slot just for the lulz.
Towards the tail end of the Edmonton Elks versus Edmonton Eskimos name debate, I took the stance of, I am so sick of hearing about this. Change the name. That's where I'm at with this. I don't know. I have zero knowledge. I don't know what Dustin Schwartz teaches these guys, what he doesn't teach these guys, or if these goalies would be junk in every other city they play in. I just know I'm sick of hearing about it. You've had the job for a decade. Goalies aren't good right now. Pay the price. Just It sucks because he's a human with a family and he's a good man who's going to potentially lose his job. But that's sports, baby. I'm sorry, Dustin. It's time. No more. I don't want to hear about it.
Kind of what you said, Rick.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think he has a lot to do with how the goaltenders are playing. That's pretty much up to the goaltenders. He's not telling them to play soft, but at this point, you might as well just to move on, just for moving on sakes.
Liam?
Yeah, I mean, another layer to it too is it's not like I wonder how often they even see him. Maybe like once a week. Like they're on a 3-game road trip right now.
He's with them.
Would he go with them?
100%.
I don't know. Like, I just don't know enough about the guy, and quite frankly, I don't care.
He travels with
like I don't know. Fire him.
It is interesting because you never hear other fan bases talking about their goalie coach as much as you hear.
They do. It was a big thing in Vancouver. Okay. Toronto hired Samford, and they were all like fired up because like, "Oh, he's going to do it. Going to save the goalies."
Samsonov.
Who's the goalie whisperer there for a minute? Is it Sean Burke?
And Mitch Korn.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Long Island, and I don't know if Burke has a job.
Bring him in.
Well,
or is he in Vegas? I don't know.
Such a tease.
He'd rather be here, I bet.
If only I could Google it.
I'll ask 2 more here. Clear this up for me. Does firing Ken Holland make sense right now so he doesn't make a possible panic move? Do you think he will make a panic move of some sort?
The old Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
Trading while he's drowning.
I'm not worried about Holland making a panic move. I'm worried more about him doing nothing. I think this would be where my head is at a little bit.
I don't think a guy who's had the career that he has is going to go down with the bat on his shoulder, so to speak.
Yeah,
I think he'll take a swing at some point, but Jeff Jackson's above him. Jeff Jackson isn't going to let him trade Stuart Skinner for Marc-Andre Fleury or something, right? Like, I don't think Ken Holland will do something dumb, so I'm not worried about it.
I don't worry about a panic move because I don't think he's shown one of those at all this year. In fact, last year I think it was the exact opposite how we got Ekholm here. And if you bring in a new GM right now, you're bringing in a new way of thinking, and you're kind of restarting the process, which I don't think is very smart. So you got to stick with the guy you have right now and just hope that he hits this next one into second deck.
I don't think you should just fire him to appease the fan base either.
No.
It makes sense to let him run out the year, as painful as it might be.
I'm with Liam in the sense that my only concern with Holland staying on through the year is just he's a dawdler. You know, he likes to evaluate and he's patient, and that's the reason he's been as successful as he is. But right now, I mean, man, we just need help.
I wonder how hard they're considering going after a guy like Patrick Kane. Well, I'm just thinking of options out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be too pricey and not the player you need.
Oh, but they're just like, please, Patrick, please. Every day, Holland's calling him, Pat, please, we need you, buddy.
Showtime in Edmonton. Let's go.
$750K, Pat. Come on.
Do you imagine Patrick playing for $750K?
You think he's going to play for more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see him playing for $750.
I think he might. I think he wants to win, bro. He's made so much money in his career.
He should probably be looking at other destinations then.
At this point, yes.
I think he's going to be playing for. Like Corey Perry's getting paid $4 million right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's banana land.
I'd take Corey Perry here at $750 right now in a second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. Corey Perry at $750.
He scored on a breakaway this year.
What? People do that?
He's annoying, and there's so much to like about the style of play he does. By the way, just for the record,
Even if
Patrick
he's 57.
Kane. Yeah, fine. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
At least somebody's mucking it up. $115 million career earnings. You're doing fine.
In salary.
In salary.
Yeah.
Last question here is it too early to say that the Oilers are missing a Klim Kostin? Because he hasn't scored this season, but are they missing that kind of physical presence? Like
the thing with me about Klim Kostin and just the way this team is right now is he wouldn't even be playing. Like he'd be on the fourth line, he'd play like 5 minutes. I understand the idea of it all, but the Oilers are like right up there with like the most fights in the NHL this season. And they have a lot of guys who are doing some positive stuff on that, but I just don't think Klim Kostin would have the impact that we think he would. I miss him. I wish he was here. I love the memes, but I just don't know if he'd have the opportunity to play like we would want him to.
I say yes, I do miss Klim Kostin. There was a play late in the game where I don't remember who it was that had David in the corner. I personally felt the Oilers were way too late getting into the scrum.
Kulak was standing right there, didn't do anything, and then it was like 6'1", 143-pound McLeod that came in there. He was like vibrating angry too.
Like if
so that's not very scary.
If Klim was on the ice and late in situations there was times where he was, that doesn't happen. Nobody's touching Connor. He will go out there, and sometimes he took a bad penalty defending Connor. I'm good with that.
Like Reeves and the Liljegren thing over there, he wasn't on the ice, so he couldn't do anything about it. Clean wouldn't have been on the ice when Connor's on the ice, so he couldn't do anything about it. I think,
but he'll take a number and he'll get it.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough physicality this year, so I really don't. I also agree with the fact that they really didn't give him a lot of ice time. So 5 to 7 minutes was what he was going to be doing too. So again, unless he can score a goal in that time, cool. Yeah, I'd love to have him back, but I don't think it's changing much.
That's all I got. Thank you so much.
Sometimes you got to go down swinging with the ship, Waz. At least Klim would have done that.
Goodbye, Waz.
Goodbye, Waz. For his signature bit. Can you clear that up for me?
It's a segment.
It's not a game. It's not a game.
It's a game. Not a game.
Talking to himself about it.
Well, there you have it. For our friends at Greta, can you clear that up for me? Any final thoughts before we wrap up the Tuesday episode? Weird energy in here today.
When is this office going to be happy again?
Friday. Does anybody remember when the season, quote unquote, turned around last year?
Game against
Don't
LA.
say LA Kings.
Sorry again?
Game against LA.
And what kind of happened there?
Four scraps.
Got a little physical, boys got a little angry. You saw some physicality, some scraps. That was last night's game. You'll see something different going forward.
What just happened there?
I don't know.
Liam doesn't like it.
Doesn't like what?
That.
I'm just so tired. Like
LA game?
I agree with you. I know exactly. I see the narrative. I thought about it last night too. I brought it up in After Dark. Like, why are we here again? Like, why on God's green earth does this damn team need another play?
Oh, there's
a lot of green out there.
Yeah,
the grass doesn't seem greener on the other side right now. I'll tell you that much. But why do they always need a damn wake-up call? Why can't this team just show up?
Also,
why can't they just be there? Why do they have to go out and be like, oh, I'm going to beat this guy up with 10 minutes left in the game because the game's gone already? It's like, yes, because your endless mistakes are the reason why the game is gone. Figure it out. I'm tired of watching this team try and beat everybody up. Play hockey.
My
Sorry,
counterpoint again. Sorry, no,
hockey.
because I just really wanted to get it next. So I was trying to time it perfectly. What was the game? What was the Heritage Classic supposed to be? Wake up call.
Outdoor game.
What was the Sam Gagner moment supposed to be? Oh, a galvanizing moment, a good wake up call.
Good story.
Okay, then what's this now?
They can't carry momentum.
LA game where we got in fights and we turned the season around.
But Rick, I'm just saying, like, we've tried to make that case now. This is the third time where it's like, okay, maybe this is what wakes him up. Maybe Jack Campbell being sent down is what wakes him up. And it's like, at some point, you slept through your alarm.
I feel like I said this a couple of times about the Blue Jays this year. And you're like, nope, maybe this is the one that gets them going. I want that out of you right
and
now.
I was a moron.
At least they couldn't even score points.
Games, not just 82. This is half. You should be laughing.
Like the Blue Jays, the Oilers can't score for shit.
The parallels are depressing.
Base running is terrible.
The Oilers probably wouldn't be a very good base running team.
No, we get
It's not a lot of pace.
Yeah.
It's just
wandering off second, going towards
Pretty
third,
much what the
pick
Oilers-
them off.
Putting up 40 shots and losing is the Blue Jays of hockey.
for the 5th time this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many? Yeah. So there's 5 times over 35 goals or 35 shots. Sorry, I wish goals.
40 shots.
So 40
40
shots?
or more they've put up and lost all 5.
Like that won't happen very much.
Says
Not
who?
5 times in a year.
Hey, fuck
5
it.
times now.
Fuck it, they're due for a heater.
Let's go. 6-1 against San Jose.
10-game
That
heater.
thing
Here I
all
come.
like that, by the way.
Whoa!
Look at that. Come on.
Hey, that's the uniting moment.
Yeah, right here.
Come on, turn that camera.
You probably
Come
just
on,
turned
Tyler's
off.
turn. Oh no, we're gonna have to pick it up and move it, Tyler. just grab it. Just grab the thing.
Oh, you're hooked on a cord.
This is not going to work.
Yeah,
There we go.
Never quit.
Whoa!
There it is.
Oh, no.
End the podcast.
End the podcast.
We gotta
Thank
go.
all for listening. This was a disaster. We're going to talk to you on Friday.